my name is Suboptimal. In this video, I go over my top 7 Visual Studio Code extensions in 2020. Keep in mind that I am a full stack engineer who's worked with VS Code for just over a year, so I certainly don't have the perfect setup, and the setup I do have is optimized for web development. In this video, I go over some universally useful extensions, but also some extensions that are unique to my setup. The whole point of this video is to give you a clear explanation of my setup so that you have the mindset to optimize your own experience on Visual Studio Code, whether it's for full stack development, backend development, data science, or any other field. Now, I am going to ask for one small favor from you guys, which is to leave a like for the YouTube algorithm. It does take me a lot of time and effort to plan these videos, so a small gesture of just hitting the like button goes a long way in helping me and the channel out. So with that out of the way, let's get started. Before I show you guys my favorite extensions, I think it's important for you guys to know how to actually set up extensions on your Visual Studio Code. When you open up Visual Studio Code, you'll have something like this, and basically on the left side, there's this section for extensions. All you have to do is click that. Let me just show you how easy it is to install additional extensions. Say I want to add a new theme. I'm just going to search up theme inside of this marketplace, and it shows me a ton of popular themes. I'm going to install this Winter is Coming theme. So as soon as I install it, it gets integrated into my Visual Studio Code, and I can select any of these themes for my new editor. As you can see, now the code editor showcases the Winter is Coming theme. It actually looks pretty cool. If you are a Python developer and you want the Python linter and a Python extension, all you have to do is search for Python and you'll get the Python extension and you can install that. If you're an infrastructure engineer who works a lot with Docker, you can get a lot of Docker commands using the basic Docker extension. Visual Studio Code makes it really easy to download extensions, and that's actually one of the biggest benefits of using VS Code. You have all of these extensions out of the box, and you have tons of people who already use them. Some of these extensions are developed by Microsoft. You'll know that VS Code will have long-term support for a lot of these extensions. Now that you guys understand how to set yourself up with extensions, how to download extensions, how to search for extensions, let's actually get into some of the recommended extensions. So the first 2 extensions, I'm going to count these 2 extensions as one extension because they're both themes for Visual Studio Code. As an engineer, you're going to be looking at the code editor for nearly 40 hours a week. So when you're looking at your code editor, you want to look at something where the code is kind of pleasant to look at. Throughout my time working with Visual Studio Code, I came across 2 themes that I found really pleasing on my eyes. The first one is Gruvbox. I use Gruvbox Dark, and the second one is Horizon. So both of these are just themes, and they kind of just make your code look nicer. That's really the only reason I have here. The second thing that I use, also related to the theme, is the material icon theme. You'll notice that all my files have these icons next to them. So if I create a new view file, it's going to have this view icon. If I create a git ignore file, it's going to have this sort of git icon. A package.json file is going to have this node.js icon. And these icons also translate into folders. If I were to create, say, a new folder, and this new folder is going to be called client, you'll notice that it looks a little bit different from the other folders inside of that same directory. Now let me create another folder, and in this folder, let's call it server, and you'll see that it looks a little bit different. Now these are the icons that are automatically set up with material icon theme, and I really like this extension because you don't have to do anything. All you have to do is search up material icon theme as soon as you download it, and you might have to refresh your VS Code, but as soon as you do that, it kind of just goes into place and everything works. The next extension that I really like is the Vim extension. So the Vim extension just allows you to run Vim commands inside VS Code. That is super awesome. I've made tons of videos about how to set this up and why it's important, but the top-down bird's eye view of this is that running Vim commands is just very ergonomic for your hands and wrists. For example, in order to press down, I only press J instead of going all the way to the down arrow keys, which is not on my home row. So I really recommend getting started with Vim commands. They make editing your code a lot faster, and it's a whole different experience if you know how to traverse through files using all the shortcuts that Visual Studio has combined with the shortcuts of Vim. So the next extension that's really helpful, especially if you're working as an engineer at a startup or a big tech company, is going to be Git Lens. So Git Lens kind of just integrates Git into your workflow. So as you can see, here's a file where I don't have Git Lens, right? You'll notice that if I hover over it, nothing happens. But here's a file with Git Lens, and you'll see that it shows the last commit on this line. If I hover over that text, it'll show me that commit, and I can even open it on GitHub. Git Lens is super helpful, especially when you're working on a team, because there are a lot of times when you might see code or run into code that you're not familiar with, and you might have to ask someone else about why they wrote something, or why they took a specific design decision. And searching through GitHub to find that specific line, it might take 5 to 10 minutes. So having Git Lens right here just to take you to the exact commit where that change was made is super duper helpful, and it can save you a lot of time when you're working in a team environment. So the next really useful extension is Visual Studio IntelliCode. Basically, it just offers really smart auto suggestions. So say you're in this file, like I'm in my ZSHRC file, right? And I start typing with Z, then it kind of just finds all related things that start with Z and gives me the auto suggestions. All I have to do is press down or up to filter between them. I'm not sure how useful this is in all sorts of subfields of computer science. It's really helpful as a full stack engineer, and it seems like the example here showcases that it's doing it for some machine learning code. So I'm sure it's really useful for most people out there. So the next extension that I have is ESLint. Now ESLint is specifically for full stack engineers. It basically integrates ESLint JavaScript into VSCode. And all that does is help you format your code. If you're making any blatant syntax errors, then ESLint will pick it up for you, as long as you have a ESLint RC config file inside of your workspace. This is really helpful when you're working as a full stack engineer, because usually in that environment, a company already has an ESLint set up, so it highlights any possible mistake that you're doing that is related to syntax, styling, and maintains code readability on the long run. All I'm trying to say is, if you're working inside of Visual Studio Code, just set up some extensions for yourself. So if you're a Python developer, just search for Python inside of Visual Studio Code and just kind of go through the extensions and see which one works for you. If you're a data scientist working with Jupyter notebooks, you could probably set up Visual Studio Code like a Jupyter notebook. You can do a lot of things with these extensions, and this video is really just an introduction. So yeah, that's going to be it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think. Have I missed any must-have extensions? Roast me, down in the comments below. And yeah, I'll catch you guys next time.